Hi everyone, it's Genevieve from KangarooTime. Thank you so much for watching the recording of our webinar right now. At KangarooTime, we create software for childcare centers. We're an all-in-one solution that helps centers grow their business, connect with their families, and effectively manage their staff members. Our software will help you automate your entire business, including payments, billing, check-in and check-out for children, keeping track of staff hours. We also do classroom automation, and this gives your teacher prompts while they're in the classroom to update parents on feedings, diaper changes, and developmental milestones. And it really hardwires the parents into the early education experience, and they get a beautiful feed of content right on their smartphones. So if you're looking for billing and a payment solution, a parent app, or staff scheduling, contact KangarooTime today. Thanks so much and enjoy the webinar.
All right, we have people showing up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am in a different location today. Actually, right over my shoulder, Latrice, is a ballpark. It's the minor league ballpark in Buffalo, but because the Toronto Blue Jays cannot play in Canada, they're going to start playing here June 1st. So,
oh, wow.
So party in our office if you want to come and watch a Toronto Blue Jays game. I'm fully vaccinated, Team Moderna here. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. And by the way, Latrice, I love the dress. You're totally on brand with KangarooTime. I love it.
Okay, the purple. See, usually I wear, y'all know me for pink. I just couldn't find another pink shirt this morning. I'm running out of pink. So I'm glad I came with my purple that worked out.
Purple is where the magic happens. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm telling you. It's all right. Well, let's get started. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining. We're really excited about today's webinar. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name's Scott Wayman. I'm the founder and CEO at KangarooTime. And we started doing webinars on March 19th last year as COVID was kind of winding up. And we decided this was our way to give back to those of you that are building bodies, minds, and souls and growing beautiful businesses and building great cultures. And at the time, we felt like the last thing we want to be doing is disrupting you by trying to sell you software. So we started our campaign of advocacy. And we've been so fortunate to have thought leaders like Latrice come on and do an hour of content for us once a week. With that said, if you haven't joined our YouTube channel, we only have 369 subscribers. There's an embarrassment of wealth here. Please go and subscribe, crush the like buttons. Let us know how you like our content. But again, this is such a treasure trove of content. And we even throw in stuff about we launched a beautiful subsidy billing platform. And we put that launch on here. But more than anything, it's just full of great content providers like Latrice, Vernon Mason, Beth Cannon, Holly Alyssa Bruno, like all the celebs of childcare have been on our webinars, and we just love providing this for you guys. So go and subscribe there. Also, I would implore each of you to join the KT Childcare Connect group. It's called KT Childcare Connect. And it's a private group with more than 1,000 people where you can go and share things. We have digital storytellers on there, so we always give information back on what our centers across our portfolio are doing. And I think this month, GMV, so the amount of money that our centers are processing is up to 85% of where it was pre-COVID. And we're really excited about that. So the Nike shape curve is coming back. You'll find out stuff like that in the KT Childcare Connect group on Facebook. And it's a friendly group, a bunch of other owners, community. We really like facilitating it. And Genevieve, Marissa post stuff there. David, our data and analytics person, will post a digital story there, just full of great information. And then finally, all this stuff kind of aggregates onto our blog. please visit our blog, kangarootime.com/blog, and we'll have snippets of these conversations. We have free downloadable items like incident reports, ton of information here. Again, this is our place, our friendly place where we give back. If you come on here and download something, we're not going to hammer you to buy our software. We just want to be advocates and really kind of create a forum to where we can learn from you and do some knowledge share. Group demos. If you're interested in seeing our software in action, we offer demos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Again, we know you guys are busy. If you want to jump on and just be a spectator, these are great opportunities to watch a 30-minute webinar-style demo with one of our product consultants, and they'll give you an overview of all the features and all the new product that we're bringing to market. But I think you'll love it if you jump on. Today's webinar. Today we are bringing you the Childcare Chic, Latrice Crawford. We know that marketing and enrollment are very hot topics right now. Everyone's looking to increase enrollment. Again, we know you guys are back between 70 and 85% of where you were pre-COVID, and we feel like the roaring 20s is about to come. I'm sure many of you have heard after the 1918 flu, there was a lot of pent-up demand, and people were overcoming fear, and that's what led to the roaring 1920s. We feel like the economic levers are there. A lot of pent-up capital, a lot of factors favoring early educators, and now this enlightenment, this new age where we all figured out just how essential you guys all are. We think we're about we're encroaching on the biggest boom and growth phase ever in the history of early education and professional childcare. So we want you to be ready. We want you to be competitive, and that's why we brought on Latrice today. And Latrice, before I turn it over to you, just a few housekeeping tips here.
Okay.
If you're joining us for a certificate, we're glad to provide those. We will send those to you tomorrow. So you'll get an email with a recap of this session today, and it will have your certificate. Please don't write us. We get hundreds of emails all the time saying, "Where's my certificate?" You'll get it tomorrow. I promise you. We've never missed one. If you have questions, this is an interactive session. Put it in the Q&A, and we will, either Genevieve and I will be running cover for Latrice as she's twisting and tweaking. And if we can answer those, we'll answer them, or we'll save them for Latrice for the last 10 minutes, and she'll address them there. Microphone and camera, don't worry. I'm sure many of you will have other things going on. You're in early education schools. They're crazy. They're chaotic sometimes. It's okay. We can't hear you. We can't see you. But we do want to see your comments in chat. We love it when you tell us where you're from, when you give Latrice a high five. That community and it is really encouraged. We will share a recording. Latrice, you're going to be TikTok famous after this. Just kidding. You won't be TikTok famous. You'll be YouTube famous because we'll put this on our YouTube channel, but we'll also send that in a link to you guys tomorrow. All right. So Latrice has been in the childcare industry for about half my life, 14 years. Just kidding. I'm way older than that. She is the current owner of Kidsville Learning Academy. It's a multi-million-dollar facility in Rosenberg, Texas. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Latrice started her childcare consulting business, the Childcare Chic, because she wanted to help others get into childcare industry and not make those fun mistakes that we've all made in starting a business. And she's gonna distill all that down and show us the road to success. Latrice, I love the story of how you got started. You were looking for care for your son. And again, this is an origin story I've heard probably, probably about a quarter to half the time when I speak to owners. And this is the beauty. This is why I love my job, because I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and I serve as the CEO at KangarooTime. I serve a bunch of you entrepreneurs. It's a beautiful thing. And the other thing is, my mom and my sisters are the most important people in my life. We really believe in gender parity and doing some really interesting things inside of our company. And for me to be able to serve such a great number of female rock star entrepreneurs is amazing. But tell us a little more about that. What was the inspiration for your journey into early education?
So when I tell the story, people always kind of look at me like, what? You came from where? So I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and my master's degree is in business administration. And so for about 6 years, I worked for the state of Texas as a parole officer. I worked in the prisons. I've worked everywhere, and I was on my journey to law school. I was like, okay, next is law school. So I was purchasing a house in this new community, and it was being built, and I would always go by there and, just watch the progress. And so when it was closer to being done, I started looking for a childcare center for my son. At that time, he was 5. I just really didn't see anything that I was looking for in a childcare center, because I wasn't just looking for someone to babysit and what they call watch your child. That's not what I was looking for. Most of the centers were outdated. They weren't up on technology. They didn't have curriculums. It was just, I just didn't find what I was looking for in my area. And so this light bulb went off and said, why is this community growing so much, but they don't have any quality child care programs out here? I know that I'm not the only one about to buy a house here, because now, so many houses have been built in this community. But I said, what are these other parents going to do? I'm sure some of them think like me. So that just stuck with me for weeks and weeks. And then I just went home and kind of told my husband, like, I didn't find anything I liked. What if I open a center? And he's looking at me like, open a child care center? You want to quit your career? You went to school all this time and this is what you want to do? I said, well, it's just a thought. And the next time I came out to look at my house, I was just riding around, seeing where everything was in the community. And I saw this building, and I don't know why, but God turned me in the parking lot. It was said for lease, and I turned in the parking lot, and I was like, man, this would make a nice childcare center. And so I called the number, just messing around on the building. The guy says, hey, I'm right here. I'm next door. I can come open the door and let you look at it. And I was thinking, no, I don't want to look at it. I was just calling. And he's like, no, I'm right here. The guy walks right over, opens the door, and said, you could go in and take a look. And when I walked through the front door, I just saw it all in front of me. I just knew what I would do with this building and how I can make this amazing childcare center. I went home, talked to my husband again, and he's like, you really serious about this? And I'm like, I think I am really serious about this. And so God just kept nudging at me, and I did it. One day I said, we're going to do it. My husband said, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And we took our savings. I quit my job, and I put all into Kidsville 14 years ago into this building that I was leasing. And it was just what the community needed, because within 4 years, it had grew so much that I was able to purchase some land and build the building I'm in now, which is over a 15,000 square foot building that I built from the ground up.
Oh, wow.
I constructed it with architects and contractors, and I built it from the ground up. And I've been in this building 10 years, but that's how quick and my center grew. That I was able to do that, because this is really what the community needed. So now we're kind of like a staple in the community. I absolutely love it. I give back to my community all the time. We'll talk about that in marketing. But I do, and I absolutely love what I do, but this was never my plan. This was definitely God's plan. And I tell people that all the time. Even though I didn't come from early childhood education, when God has something for you, he will give you what you need to succeed. And that's exactly what he did for me.
Yeah, no, Latrice, I completely agree. I had a great kind of origin story on my way to KangarooTime, but I wasn't necessarily an industry professional. I did go and run a center for almost a year just to learn, and do customer development. But I think that's a testament to it's a great childcare presents just kind of a great value stream, right? And great operators can run really wonderful businesses with a great culture, and then you can learn the science of child development,
yes,
and create this game's all about building great teams, right? And that's where, and we'll talk about marketing in a moment. So one last question, and I'll let you drive this thing.
Sure.
Can you share real quick? I always like to ask our guests to share the best advice you received when you were first starting your business, because you went through, found real estate like that. It all came together for you. What's the big advice? And then I'm going to let you roll.
Well, honestly, to be honest, when I first started, I didn't know anybody in childcare. I didn't know what the crap I was doing. I was just feeling my way through it. So no one really gave me a lot of advice. But when I was starting to build my school from the ground up, I did get a little advice, because a lot of times I got really discouraged. I mean, it was just a lot building and contractors and things. And my biggest thing, because it was my dream, someone told me, you don't quit. That was really there. I don't care what it takes. I've seen you every single day. And matter of fact, it was a guy that worked at the city. He didn't know me. He just saw me going in there every day, frustrated. Like, he can see that I want to quit in my eyes, like this is too much. And he looked at me one day and he called me going to my car, and he said, I see you come in here doing this every day. So I'll give you a piece of advice. Don't quit. The community needs what you have to offer. Don't quit. And that stuck with me to this day. I tell people that all the time, is if this is your dream, it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but don't quit. Don't ever give up, the fight. Go after what you want. You can have it all. I tell you, you can have it all.
Latrice, I love that. Yeah. So I'm good friends with a guy that's kind of the startup guru, and his one piece of advice for founders is, you just don't quit. Don't quit, because that continuum of time to get you to a successful place is something that the people before you, the people that have tried this before you, weren't willing to fight through. And sure, take a hint. If you're bleeding $1 million a month and you're driving your family into bankruptcy, take a hint, but don't quit. Don't quit, and work your butt off to find that beautiful connection with the market that you're serving. And I love it. Okay, Latrice, without further ado, the show is yours. I'll probably jump back in. I'll be managing the chat. I'm going to go off camera because nobody wants to see this today. So really happy to have you.
Thank you.
Take it away.
Okay, so you got it, Jen. You're going to move it. So today's class is called Childcare Marketing Like a Boss. And again, I am Latrice. I'm the Childcare Chic on Instagram, and I love all things marketing. Anyone that follows me, I love marketing. I love everything about it and branding. And I think it's a key piece in any business if you want to grow your business and be successful. So marketing is the process of getting potential customers interested in your products and services. So if I am a potential customer, I don't know anything about you, I'm looking for childcare, I just know that I live in Rosenberg and I'm looking for a childcare center. If you are marketing, they will be able to get more information about your products and services, and they will gain interest in your products and services. So that's just a quick definition of what marketing is. Now, I always tell people marketing, you have to have a strategy when marketing. And the first thing that I like to do when I start in marketing is to do an analysis. I like to do an analysis of my market area and my competition. This is very, very, very important in marketing, because you need to know who you're marketing to. If you decide to market to a subdivision that is a senior citizen subdivision, that is a waste of your time. You need to know that you need to be marketing to your customer, which will be people, everybody's customer is different, but they have to have children and they have to have young children. So you need to know what area you're going to be marketing to, what the demographics are like in your area. You also want to know things about the income in the particular area you're marketing to. And then you need to know about your competition. Some people always say, well, I don't care what my competition is doing. Well, you should, because you need to know what they're doing. So that will help you strategize on what can I do different? What can I do to make me stand out? How can I compete with them if they're doing X, Y, Z? So the parents will want to come to my center. So when you first thing you want to do when you start marketing is do an analysis again of the market area and of your competition and take notes. So once you decide to get your business together, the first thing that you do, and like I said, I love marketing and I love branding. So once you have your business name, you need to get a logo. You need to make sure that your logo is something that will represent you, your business, and that will stand out. This is my logo. I just put it there. My center is very bright. It's very colorful. When they walk through my door, I want them to feel happy and fun. I want the child that sees my logo to look at it and think, oh my God, this place looks fun. So that's why my logo is really bright. And I use that logo on every single thing we have. You will see my van running down the street picking up children from school. This logo is huge on the side of it. Anything that goes out of my center, any form, any paperwork, my enrollment packet, everything has our logo on it because I want them to remember my name when they are out looking for childcare centers or, know someone that's looking for childcare centers. I want them to remember my name, remember that logo, and just remember who Kidsville is. And that's one way you have to do it, is to be able to brand your childcare center. And people think branding is not for childcare centers. Yes, it is. If you want to be in this business for longevity, if you want to grow it and you want to stand out, you have to brand your business. So your branding is very important with marketing because, like I said before, what does your brand say about your childcare center? And I kind of explained what my brand said, my logo says about my brand. And you also see the graduation cap on my logo because we are big on early childhood education. Even though we're fun, we're bringing the fun to early childhood education. What do you want people to think when they see your name and logo? And most importantly, how do you want them to feel? Like I said, for me, I want everybody to feel happy when they walk through the door. I have yellow in my building a lot. So I want my teachers to feel happy. I know everybody has their different saying on, oh, well, this color keeps them calm and this color does this. I understand, but to me, the neutrals is not my personality. It's not what I want in my building to feel like, and it's not how I wanted the people to feel when I walk through the door. Yes, I don't want them jumping and standing on top of the countertop, but I did want them to walk in and feel happy and feel the mood and feel like they're going to come in here and have some fun. So branding is important. And again, I just showed you a little bit of some of the things I do. Those are my enrollment packets and some flyers, my van, because I do put my logo on everything that goes out of my building, marketing materials, vehicles, shirts, hats, stickers, anything you see, I brand. When I'm in Walmart, I'm usually in a Kidsville shirt if I'm going to the store. That sparks up conversation all the time. Oh, you work with children. Where do you work? What do you do? I have a child, can you give me some more information? Things like that. So I'm a walking billboard for my business all the time. I almost had one on today, but I decided to wear purple for Scott. So today, because we do only have a short amount of time, I do have a whole marketing class that takes 2.5 hours. But for today's purposes, since it's short, I pulled out the most 3 important types of marketing that I think is very important and things that you can get started with today, which is community marketing and events, social media marketing, and email marketing. Those are 3 pieces and types of marketing that you can start today that you will grow your business immediately if you put some of these things into effect. Like I said, I have a whole 2-hour class on marketing, but today we're going to talk about these 3 things. So I always tell people when we talk about marketing is those traditional events and things that you have in the traditional taking a flyer and dropping it off at the bank to sit on the counter, that has gone out the window. You have to be creative if you want to stand out. So I always do. I'm big on events. Some events are just for my families here. Some events are for my community to come out. Like we have a big community event this Saturday. It's called a Kidsville Spring Fling. It's free to the community. I partner with some other businesses that have bounce houses and inflatable racetracks and balloon artists and face painters. And they're coming here, bringing all their things, and we're going to give back to the community. It's a free event because you have to, again, you have to get creative, even though that's not directly marketing, that's indirectly marketing. People will remember me and Kidsville for throwing these events. And another thing I'll do, I'm kind of going to skip a little bit with when I talk about emails, but my events are free, but to get in, you must sign when you come through the parking lot. Before you come in, you have to put your email address down. That's your ticket. Your ticket is your email address, because emails nowadays are really important, and we'll talk about that. And also, every time I have a community event, when they come in, whether it's in the building or in the parking lot, we make these treat bags. The treat bags are always going to have a flyer, something like maybe a Kidsville bracelet, a pen, some crayons. It's always going to have some kind of marketing material in the bag that they're going to leave with. When they go home, they're going to remember me. Whether they're looking for childcare today, tomorrow, next week, or they know some next year, or they know someone looking for childcare, they're gonna remember me. So events also give you an opportunity to get creative, meet new people in your community, and put the spotlight on you and have fun with your existing customers. And that's exactly what the events do. When I have these events, I'm mingling, I'm talking to these are the people in my community that I serve, will serve, or want to serve. So I am out there talking to them, laughing with them. If they have kids, I'm asking them, how old are they? Do they go to school? I am talking to my existing parents, because guess what? They're going to market for me too, because they're going to tell everybody out there how much they love Kidsville, and their child loves Kidsville, and how much they, love everything we do. So this is a great opportunity for you to get creative, and also to build relationships with other businesses in your community who will market for you too. So if I'm building, doing something with the dentist office, of course, she has a lot of children that comes through there, but she doesn't provide childcare. So guess what? If I partner with her and build that relationship with her, she's going to send her clients to me if they're looking for childcare, and I'm going to send them to her if they're looking for a dentist, because guess what? I'm going to let her come here and do a free presentation, let the children take toothbrushes home, let the children take her flyer home. And so that's what what you have to do with these events. You have to connect with customers, local businesses, and just get out there and network. And people always tell me, sometimes I talk to people, I help them with marketing, and they go, Latrice, I don't have any money. Well, guess what? The event I'm having Saturday didn't cost me anything, and it's going to be huge. Because why? I partner with local businesses who are going to bring their services. And I had a parent that donated. She owns a business, and she donated the money for all the food. So it didn't cost anything. Sometimes I do events that do cost a lot. Sometimes I do very grand events, and sometimes I just do very small events, something small as my open house. I may order some cookies and some punch and just do a little bit of marketing and get people to come through the open house. Now, I do understand with COVID, things have changed. So we have still done events through COVID, but we had to do them a little bit different. Some more virtual. Some we had to sign up, like we did open house, but you had to sign up, so only so many people can come at a time. So you can still do events. And now that people are getting vaccinated and things are slowly trying to get back to normal, you can start doing more events. Another thing you can do when you do events is you can call the media out. They will come. We do an annual breast cancer walk at our school in October, where we have pink out days, and we get speakers to come talk to the children, because a lot of these children, maybe they don't understand it, but someone in their family has probably been affected by this. And so we make it a big event, and we donate all the proceeds from selling our t-shirts to an organization that helps with breast cancer survivors. But the media likes to come out because we're giving back, and we're doing something very positive in our community. So even though I'm not out there marketing, going, hey, come enroll your child at Kidsville, I'm indirectly marketing there. I'm keeping my brand and my name in everybody in my community's face, if that makes sense. So these are just some event ideas that I put here, a few things that I do that you can do. Some cost more than others, some don't even cost. But we do parents' night out. Parents night out really doesn't cost me anything. It costs just to have a staff member or two here. We usually will open up on a Friday from like 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And we provide pizza, movies, fun, games, and the parents get to go out. They pay $30 a child. They can leave them here and they can go do what they want to do and have some adult time at night. And it doesn't really cost me anything except to pay for the two staff. But of course, the parents are paying their fees, so I don't really pay anything. We do a Halloween trunk or treat. That's another one that doesn't cost much because everybody that wants to come, they decorate their own car. I do provide the candy for them, and I like to provide free food because that's another community event, but you don't even have to do it that big and you can still get people to come to your event. You can do a Christmas market. If you have people in the community that are crafty, which we all do, they can come rent a table and set up. You can market and people will come shop. A fall festival, a pumpkin patch, movie night out. We do a bike-a-thon. We do our breast cancer walk, breakfast with Santa. We do Valentine lunch with a loved one, a community garage sale. That doesn't cost anything. We do a community garage sale. We charge like $10 a table and they can set up, sell their stuff. We sell refreshments, but anybody can come through and shop. That again, that gets people here, that gets people knowing we're always doing something. And again, the ticket to getting in these events is their email address. So for our Halloween trunk or treat, we may have had 200 people come through here, but in order to get back here, you had to give me your email address. So now I have 200 new emails that when I'm having a promotion, when I'm having something, when we have openings in our infant room, when we're having like our event this week, I'm going to be able to send this information to them. Again, they may not be looking for childcare today, but they're still going to remember. But what if they were looking for childcare? What if they're not happy at the childcare center that their child goes to? And I send this email and they're like, you know what? I didn't know they had openings. Let me go over there for a tour. So I just want you to understand that marketing is not always directly saying, come here, come here, come here. Sometimes it's just doing outside things to keep people knowing who you are, what you're doing, and keep you and your business on their mind, and they will eventually come. And this is just a little slideshow of some pictures that I put of a couple things we do. That's our preschool graduation one year, and that's our breast cancer walk, our Valentine's lunch with a loved one, and then our trunk or treat. We had a little photo op place set up outside so they can take pictures at the trunk or treat. So the next thing we're going to talk about is social media. I know for years, a while, I didn't have one for my center. I've probably had it for my center about 5 or 6 years now, but then I didn't. I was like, I just don't want to deal with the social media. People will be able to say whatever they want, and I just don't want to deal with it. But at this point, having social media and an online presence, if you have a business, it's really no longer an option. It's a necessity. All the people that we serve are pretty much millennials. You have to think about it. Everybody that has children now are younger, and so they're all on social media. Their life is social media. I don't know about you, but your parents, everybody walks in with their cell phone in their hand and the drive-in with their phone. Not that they should be, but this is what they're doing. We're in that age that online is everything. Even if you are not using an app to communicate with your parents don't want that little paper no more telling you about diaper changes. I used to find them in my parking lot, but now they can get a text message about what the child ate and diaper change and things like that. So social media and having an online presence is a necessity. So for me, I always say it's so many social medias out there, but most people are at least on Facebook and Instagram. You must have one of those or both. Me, I have both because you can link them. And if you post it on Instagram, it'll automatically go on your Facebook page. So I never have to worry. Anything I post on Instagram automatically syncs to my Facebook page, but you must have at least those. And these are some reasons why you need social media. More exposure for your customers. It's free advertising. When people tell me I don't have a budget to market, Latrice, well, you can start with social media because guess what, how much that costs? Free 99. It doesn't cost anything to market on social media. You can run paid ads from social media. If you are trying to fill your infant room because it's very low and you have this great post and cute picture of an infant, you can post and put some cute caption about your infant room, and you can run an ad on it. You can pay a little bit extra to run an ad, and an ad will get you more exposure and get more people to see your post. You can do that only if you have social media. It drives more traffic to your website. I know for me, I'm a constant post. I'm constantly posting on our social media page, and it does. We're getting hits every single day in our CRM just from the things we post about people wanting more information. So they will see it on social media, click on our the website, and then they'll look through our website, and then they'll click the tell me more button, and then we'll get a link, and then we'll call them and give them more information. So it drives more traffic to your website. You can share what you do in your center. If I'm looking for a childcare center, to be honest, no one goes up and down the streets in their car anymore just searching for childcare. The absolutely first thing they're going to do is Google childcare centers in Rosenberg, daycares in Rosenberg. Nobody's riding up the street. And if you don't have an online presence, such as a website, such as Facebook, Instagram, your name's not going to come up. And guess who's they're not going to come see? They're not going to come see you. They're going to come see the first few people's names that pop up on Instagram, on Google. Those are the people that they're going to go see their centers, call their centers for more information. Other than that, they don't even know you exist. I have told a customer that before, like, you have a really beautiful center. How do anybody know what you offer at your program? How does anybody know you're even here? Because you don't market. How do I know? If I didn't ride down the street, I have no clue that your center even exists. So that's a problem. That's why you need to be marketing. So you can share what you do. And another thing that parents do, and I tell them there all the time, when parents are inquiring about my center, I will send them to my page. Go check us out on Facebook or Instagram. You can see a lot of the activities we do, because we do a lot of activities. They can see us during circle time. They can see us implementing our curriculum. They can see lunch and playtime and story time in our library. And if we're doing our cooking class and art class, they can see all these things and say, man, I would like my child to be a part of that program. You can also share your events on your social media page. Another thing, you must have a website. I know a lot of childcare centers and childcare owners that I work with do not have a website, and I'm saying why you need to have a website, because again, everybody is looking for convenience. No one's riding around looking for a childcare center. We are online. I just think about it. When I'm looking at a new restaurant or for a hotel, if I'm looking for a hotel in downtown Houston, I'm not going to Houston driving around looking for the hotel. I'm going to Google downtown Houston hotels. I'm going to look at the first page. I'm not going to page 5, 6, 7, 8. Most likely I'm going to the first page, and I'm going to look at the reviews, and I'm going to look at the pictures, and I'm going to click on their website. But if you have nothing for them to see, they don't have a lot of time to drive to 10 different childcare centers looking. They're going to go online, and then they're going to narrow it down, and that's the one I'm going to go visit. So you want to make sure you have a website. Websites are not as expensive as you think. And I tell people they don't have to be elaborate. Start with what you can afford. If you can only afford a one page website, get a one-page website. Make that first page so nice that they're going to click the find, to learn more button. So make sure you have a website. People want to be able to view your school and what you have online during their time versus calling and stopping by. Make sure that you have a virtual tour on your site, because, especially now with COVID, we're not allowing tours. We do Zoom tours, or I send them to check out a virtual tour. So make sure that you get an online presence. And I always like to give some do's and don'ts of social media. And the reason I like to do that, because I do follow a lot of childcare centers pages. I help childcare centers start up their social media and get them a marketing plan together. And I see a lot of don'ts that you don't want to do. So I created a little do's and don'ts if you do have social media. Do make sure you have your parental consent forms. That is part of my enrollment packet, so I don't never have to worry about it. It's in my enrollment packet. The only time I have to worry about it is if the parent checks the box and doesn't sign that they want want their child to, then we have a list of children that we know that we cannot post. It stays on the front, and the people who run our social media and my social media person that takes a lot of the pictures, she knows this child or these children cannot be in pictures. So you want to make sure you have your parental consent. I always suggest just put it in your enrollment package. You don't have to worry about it later. You want to be consistent with posting as well. If you have social media, you don't want to just post every 3 months. I mean, that's showing me nothing. I try to be really consistent and post 2 to 3 times a day. That may sound like a lot to you, but it's an app that does it all for me. So you just have to find ways to streamline your program too. I have an app that I drop all the pictures in I want to post for the week. I make all the captions. I schedule it. The app posts for me. It's very simple. The app is called Planoly if you're interested. Planoly. So people always say, how do you have time to do that? I don't. I'm not sitting there doing it. Maybe on a Friday, I'll take an hour and schedule all the content for the week, so it'll just post. But you want to be consistent. If I'm a parent and I'm always going to see what my baby's doing and I'm on your social media and I want to see, I'm going to be a little disappointed if like, man, they ain't posted nothing in 3 weeks. So be consistent. Even if once a day, be consistent. You want to interact with your audience. If someone comments, I'm commenting back. If they are loving something, I'm commenting. If they say something negative, I'm commenting back. You want to interact with your audience. You just don't want them to be commenting and you just ignore them, good or bad. You want to comment, interact. I'm not saying get into an argument or anything like that, but you do want to, comment back. Share tips and activities for parents. You can definitely do that. You can find articles, just like when COVID first started. Okay, we're finding an article of how can parents keep their children safe? And we posted that. This is some tips you can do to keep your children safe during this time. Summer's coming. Now we're probably going to post an article about the being out in the sun, and then we'll post one about swimming, and we'll post some summer stuff, just little tips that you can share with your parents on your page, so they can just think this is a resource as well. They want to go to your page as a resource. Share photos of the day-to-day activities at your center, just everything that you're doing. We even post nap time sometimes. Parents think that's oh my God, he's sleeping so, oh my God, lunchtime, anything, any moment can be a moment that you can post. It doesn't always have to be they're sitting there writing or doing a lesson. People think that parents they love that, but they love the candid moments of them eating their lunch with mashed potatoes on the side of their mouth, or them sleeping so good with their little cozy blanket. All those are moments. You can highlight your staff. I highlight my staff a lot of times if they've hit an anniversary date, if it's their birthday, if they've done something amazing. I highlight my staff, so you can put that on your page as well. You can post events and pictures and curriculum activities. You can have a contest and have your followers judge. We do that. We had a Christmas tree decorating contest where every staff member was given like this cone tree, and they had to pull a book. We put a whole bunch of book names in a little thing, and they had to pick a book. Whatever book they picked, that's what they had to decorate their Christmas tree like. And we set them all in the lobby, and then we put them on Facebook and social media, and we had the parents judge. We did the same thing for a pumpkin decorating contest. We took pictures of each teacher's pumpkin and we put it on social media. We asked the parents to judge, and it was just a hit. The parents loved it. It's still COVID, so we still like to post how we keep everyone safe. That was a big one during the whole last year. Parents want to see. We would post us taking temperatures at the door. We would post our teachers with masks, the kids washing their hands all day and wearing gloves and keeping sanitary. And even now, even though we're coming out of it a little bit, you still want to let parents know how you're keeping their child safe. Safety with this COVID thing has been like a huge thing that parents want to know. So throw that kind of post in sometimes of how you're still keeping everyone safe. You can ask people to share posts. You can go live during your circle time or events. And you can also, if you ever go to my social media, I have these branded templates. So when I share tips and quotes, they're in this little template that looks like my branding. So if someone shares it or someone sees it down their feed, they know this is Kidsville just from the branding. Now, some don'ts for social media, and please take notes of the don'ts. I tell people some of this stuff all the time. Do not post personal pictures on your business page. That is a no. I have seen people do that. I have seen people posting where they went this weekend and clubs and just different things, drinking. And yes, I've seen them drinking on their social media page. I'm not saying don't do that, because you do whatever you want on your own personal time, but your business page is not for that. If I am on social media looking at your child care center because I'm interested in probably bringing my child there, and one of the pictures I see is of you partying at the club, drinking and doing God knows what, yeah, I probably, even though that parent may drink and do God knows what, but if you want to put that on your business page, that probably isn't a place I would want to send my child. So keep your personal pictures on your personal page and strictly focus on your business page. I think I have one picture of me on my page, and that's because it was like National Women's Day and they posted me, things like that. Yes, but just what I'm doing on the weekend, no, this is my business. Make sure you aren't posting just anything. You want nice quality pictures. Be mindful of what you're posting. Be mindful of the pictures you're taking. I have a staff member that is like my social media marketing person. She's in charge of going around taking pictures. She's a floater, so she's not stuck in a classroom all day. So during the day when she's out floating and breaking different classrooms for lunches or doing different things, she's capturing moments. She knows what to look for. She knows, and if a baby is crying, that's not the picture I want. I don't want the picture of the baby crying. I don't want a picture of the classroom when they just finished free play and you have, toys everywhere. Not that every picture has to be picture perfect, but you do have to be mindful of certain things when you're posting. What made it easier for me is I just purchased the center iPhone. It's a business write-off. So, I just purchased the center iPhone. It stays at the front in a locked box, and only the managers and the social media lady has access to it. She takes all the pictures on that phone because it takes good pictures. And then I know where all the pictures are in one place. And that's how we, make sure we have nice quality pictures. And that's how we keep the pictures in one place. Do not overpost. Like, I don't want to see 20 pictures a day on somebody's page when I'm scrolling. It's just same pictures over and over, or the same center. You don't want to overpost, but you want to post just enough. Do not stop posting because you don't get likes or views, because somebody's looking at your page, whether they like it or not. Do not forget to proofread. And let's see, and that's it on that one. I think I just they went over on the next page, but don't forget to proofread. That's a big one too. You are in education, so not that you're not going to make some mistakes. I make mistakes all the time, but try your best to proofread it. So this is back to having a website is no longer an option. It's a necessity. And then I kind of just asked the question, do you have a website? And if you don't, you should really consider getting a website. And like I said, it does not have to be this elaborate website. It can just be a one-pager to get started, but you need a place where people can go get a little information and click for more information. So a website as well. Why do I need a website? I tell people all the time, a website makes you just makes you look more professional. Like, this is a real business. You can go to visit us at my website. You can attract more customers through Google. Like I said before, if you're on Google, a parent is moving to the area, they're going to Google childcare centers in blank. If you have a website, you're going to pop up. You can showcase your services on your website. Your website can establish your place in the industry above your competitors that don't have one. So if a couple of centers around you do not have a website and you do, when the parent Googles, they're going to get you first. You can also display reviews and testimonials on your website. Those are very important and key factors to your business too when it comes to marketing. Another thing, parents that leave reviews helps grow your business. Because I look for reviews the last time I went to a new restaurant, the first thing I did was read the reviews, and I'm like, maybe not. Or, all of their reviews are great. Not maybe one or two bad ones with 20 to 30 good ones. Okay, you can't please everybody. Let's go to this restaurant. So you want to make sure you get reviews periodically. I just ask, it may be my newsletter, and 1 month on the bottom of my newsletter, I may say, Did we wow you? Can you please leave us a review on our Google page, or on our Facebook page? I like Google reviews because that's people look more to Google reviews than Facebook reviews, but you can have parents do that. I even remember one time I offered an incentive to do that. And you know what? If you leave us a review and show it to us, we'll give you a $20 credit off of your tuition, because I need those reviews all the time. You want to constantly get new reviews, and if parents will do it for free, if they're already happy, but you offer them an incentive, they're going to do it right then in your face and get that incentive. So that's something you can do. And just parents like convenience. Like I said, we're in a time where everybody is liking convenience. The internet has taken over the world. So, and our parents are younger, they like convenience. They want to be able to do this from their cell phone and from their computer. And if you don't have a website or something that they can see, they may skip over and go to the next person who they can sit at their office desk or on their cell phone and look for more information. So you don't want to miss a customer because of something like that. And the website, again, it's not that expensive, and you have to invest in your business. And so there, I just put a little snippet of my website where parents can go to. They can read a little bit of more information about us. They can see these are all pictures. They're not a couple of the bottom ones by enrollment form and maybe the monthly newsletter, but all the ones at the top, these are not stock photos. There are photos, actual photos from my center. So parents can go on there, read a little information. They can get the monthly newsletter and the menu there. They can click the enrollment form, and it's just a one-pager that they can fill out, and it'll send it to us, and then it'll alert us to contact them because someone wanted more information, a virtual tour, and a photo gallery. Again, yours don't have to be as elaborate and have all these different pages, but you need to have something. My website is very bright. If you notice, again, the branding, my website is the same branding colors. Them are my colors and my logo. My website is the same way. It all ties in together. And then last, we'll talk a little bit about email marketing. What is email marketing? Email marketing is the use of an email to promote products and services while developing relationships with potential customers or clients. It is essentially direct mail done electronically instead of through the postal service. So I do email marketing a lot with my current parents and with potential parents. No one wants the age of paper. So I send everything through email. You can go to the next slide. I send everything through email. Like I said before, you need to build your email list so you will be able to market to these people. So these are how if you do not already have an email list, this is a way you can start an email list. So you can add all your current families to your email list. When I first started my email list, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I just stopped everybody that came in. I had a little chart I filled out, and I had everybody write their name, the child's name and email address, and then we input it in a program. Of course, once we start the email list, after that, it's on our enrollment form. So anybody that comes in 5 years to now, they have to put an email address. That's how we communicate. We don't print newsletters, menus, and things like that like we used to. Save it on paper, we email it to you. If you want to print it, you can print it from your email. So you can add all your current families to your email list. That's how you start. Capture email addresses in the registration paperwork. You can add past parents to your email list. And I put some, I like to laugh. I'm not talking about little Johnny that you kicked out, or the mom that bashed you on social media because she got mad. Those are not the past people you want to add to your email list, but you may have some great parents that whatever, we moved away. I lost my job. I couldn't afford it. The brother's going to stay home. My mom's in town, whatever. You want to keep those on your email list because you can still market to them. When you have community events, capture leads. Like I said, that's their ticket. It's a free event, but I'm going to need you to sign this paper and put your email address. Website leads. If you have a website, that button that says more information, well, they have to put their email address in there, and that should go into your email database as well. Even if they were just fishing for information, you're going to be able to market to them again in the future. Hi, this is Latrice at Kidsville. I was just checking up on you. I know you called for some information about, 6 weeks ago about enrolling Johnny in our 3-year-old class. And we just wanted to see, had you made a decision yet? We still have availability. We would love him in our program. something simple like that. A mom that's still looking may go, oh my God, no one else emailed me. This is, oh, and she remembered my son's name, whatever. So you want to make sure that you keep those leads for tours and people to call for information. Next to our phone at the front desk, it is a form that has to be filled out. And we also have Childcare CRM now, which is online. But every time someone calls, before we even give information, they call and say, how much is it for a 3-year-old? Before we even tell them that, we get information from them. We get what we want before we give them what they want. Because if you say, oh, it's $185 a week, they're going to say, oh, okay, thank you. You lost the whole lead. But if we say something like, sure, I'd be happy to give you that information. Let me ask you a couple questions first. What's your name? Okay, Miss Martin. Okay, and what's your child's name? Okay, and how old is he? And what's his date of birth? And you know what? Can I capture your email address? So that way, when we hang up, I'll be able to send you this information in writing. Most of the time, they're going to give you all that information because they want something from you. Now, you give them what they want. But what happens is after you give them what they want, you have their information. You put it into your system, whether you do it on paper. Before I used Childcare CRM, it was all on paper, and we would write it down, and someone was responsible for following up within 2 days, within 7 days, and so forth and so on, until they said, leave me alone. We're going to keep emailing you and calling you, not bugging you, but maybe after 7 days, maybe monthly. And until they finally say, well, I already found a center, then we'll take them off the list. Now we have Childcare CRM. It kind of does it for us. It automates it. Once we put that information in, it automatically sends them a series of emails over a period of time. But even if you don't do that, you can be doing that by hand, and you still have all these leads. So when you have openings in your center, you will send an email, and this email will go to the people that your current parents, your old families, your people that you that came by for tours. It will go to the people that has come to your community events, and you just keep building that email list. That email list is so important in every business. I have other businesses as well. I have an online business where the email list is life, because I have seen where Instagram went down. Instagram went down one time, and everybody who runs their online business was like, oh my God, how do I market? Well, how do I let my customers know? Well, that's why you need to build an email list, because you never know what technology will fail, but that email list is yours. If Instagram goes down tomorrow, that's Instagram's. If I'm building my email list and Instagram goes down, the email list is mine. Now I have a way to contact all my families and potential customers. So make sure that you are doing that email list. Start your email list today. It is programs out there. Constant Contact is one that you can pay monthly. It's a small fee, and you put all the email addresses in there. And so when you get your email together, it just shoots to everybody. So start that email list, and then let's see what's next. I'm about to wrap it up. What type of emails to send? This just gives you an idea. I send newsletters, menus. I send any community events and open houses that we're having. If we're enrolling, if we're hiring, you can send that. You don't know who on your email list is looking for a job, or who knows someone looking for a job. We will send "we want you back" emails to people that we would love to have come back. And helpful parenting tips is something that you can send, so they won't always think your emails are promotional emails. And just some bonus info I threw there. If you are looking for a graphic designer to make you some templates for your social media, or you're looking for a cheaper way to get a website, you can go to Fiverr, which is a website that you can hire people to do all these things at a reasonable price. Canva is life. If you don't know what Canva is, it's like a graphic design tool for beginners, I guess, because I can maneuver Canva, and I'm not good at graphic design, but I can go in there and make a quick flyer with Canva. Discount Mugs is where you can get a lot, and for imprint too. That's where you can get a lot of branded items, folders, cups, mugs, keychains, all pins, all that kind of stuff. And Plan is the app that will auto post all your social media. It's one called Plan and one called Planoly. They will, if you don't have time like me to do social media all the time, you can get one of these apps and you can drop all your pictures in there. schedule the day and time you want it to post, and it will automatically post it for you. And this last slide is just some contact information for me. If you ever have any questions, you can email me. That's my website. I have a lot of resources on there. I have a lot of resources on marketing. I even have a 12-month marketing guide that gives you marketing that you can do every month, marketing ideas that you can do every month. And then if you ever needed a consultation, those are my hours for consultation. We had a short period of time today, and so I just wanted to get as much information in as I can. But like I said, I do have a 2.5-hour course on marketing, but I hope that you took something out of this class that will help you get started ASAP in marketing your program, because marketing is going to be the key to growing your enrollment and growing your program. Again, my name is Latrice, and I'm the Childcare Chic on Instagram. Give me a follow, and I hope you enjoyed today. And thank you, Scott, for having me.
Great to have you, Latrice. Great job. Everybody, we went a little bit over on time, but again, we loved the content, Latrice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just a heads up, on May 19th, we will have Prerna Richards. She's going to do a session on the leader's role in managing challenging behaviors. And then on May 27th, we have Alita Mechtel. She'll be doing leading, succeeding, and staffing through chaotic times. If there are questions, we will put answers in our follow-up email. We love you guys. Thank you so much, Latrice. Reach out if you need anything, everybody. But this was awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye.